Focus. Fly. Keep running.
Hey, what's going on, car guys and car gals? It's Lou Ramirez, the car guy.
And it's Frelin Arts, the subprime hero.
And we have these incredible two blonde bombers inside of the cafe.
And we'll explain that in a moment.
Yes, we will. But let's just go ahead and unveil the incredible, the dynamic duo that is right here. They just got done lighting up an inspiration session. What kind of session did they call that, Fred? It was a mentorship session, right? Where they're in there letting people know what it takes to go to the next
great
level.
Mentors. They can actually help not just women, but men and people in general, in automotive, in life. If you want to get to the next level, we have a leader, two leaders that just show you how to do it. They both take advantage of their life. What I mean by that is that they go out and they live it to the fullest. They don't sit there and just let things happen. They make things happen.
That's right.
That's why I'm excited to have them on the show today.
So
great mentors.
Let's make welcome the incredible, this dynamic duo, Miss Melanie and Jacci. Let's brew, ladies. Woo. Welcome to the show. Welcome back. Check them out. There they go right there. Hey.
I'm so excited to have you both here.
Yes.
You both have been guests on our shows multiple times and
Great supporters.
But most importantly, friends.
Yes.
Friends of the show, friends of the business, and friends to me. We've always been able to have conversation. Anytime I want to reach out, I can definitely reach out to them and they will respond to me via even text message. So life is good when you have friends like these two here, two mentors in automotive doing amazing things. So thank you for being here. Thanks for your time.
Thanks for having us. Thanks for having us.
So what is it that has been like one of the takeaways that you're starting to get from this event? Like as far as the opportunity that you have to share what you have. I mean, you just had a great session. I understand there were people that were interacting. What are the takeaways that you're actually getting from that moment out there with some incredible people?
You want to go first? Or you want me to? You go first.
I love it.
I think the biggest takeaway of this conference is being able to connect with people who we have never connected with in real life. You know, the people that we've met on social media.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one of my goals of coming to the conference, is really just connecting in person versus just online and being able to interact.
That's amazing.
And, Jacci and I met last year on LinkedIn. So we've known each other only for a couple years. And
you guys are like best friends.
I know.
This is
It's
awesome.
my sister.
We spent this conference kind of getting to know how similar we are, and some of the parallels are
Crazy,
amazing and scary and crazy. But I think take away from this for me is the people that want to remain connected after. And I just really want to leave with everyone here that came to our session or wasn't able to because they were in another session. I want everyone to feel included. So please reach out after the fact. We would love to connect with you. Melanie and I have discussed this, that the most important thing for us is for everyone to feel heard and welcome, and that they learned something and that we learned from other people by listening to them too.
Yeah. And how do you take some of the sessions and create those actionable takeaways that you can apply to your own career?
Well, there's a lot that gets poured out here. Then the difference is what goes into actual application, right? There's a lot of cards that get given, but there's not a lot of connections that get actually made. And I'm glad that you're highlighting that. But the big thing is that everybody that takes from what it is that you pour in their cup is responsible to drink it up, right? Is responsible to use it themselves. And you all do such an incredible job inside of making sure that you get your message across in social media. That's how we found each other, right?
Yeah.
I've taken some great tips in what to do, especially on my LinkedIn game, right? Man, I'm telling you, LinkedIn game is on lock over here.
If you want to talk about LinkedIn game, I mean, right here, we're talking like crazy. I just saw her count on followers, unreal. Like I'm seeing
it's like unfair Like,
How?
oh my gosh.
But
I'll
you know,
show you the way.
she's
showing us. She's showing us,
and that's
right?
what that's what
I'll
great
show you the
mentor.
way.
That's what
Yeah.
great mentorship is. You know, it's she's not even just going to show us, but she would go the way with us, right? She would
That's
make
right.
sure that we get there and that we're going to continually learn what we get taught. And that is what a solutionary does. You know, one thing, you know, speaking with Jacci last night, we had a great conversation. We were talking about being leader, you know, and Jacci is a phenomenal leader, folks. I know people that she leads. Matter of fact, one of my best friends, Doug Thurston, great guy out there doing amazing things. That is actually his boss, right? And what's cool is about he feels that she is not his boss. He feels that she is like his mentor. Like when we're talking about mentorship, right? That she truly cares about not just him performing well at work, but everything else he does in life, from his physical to his mental to his, you know, family, his, you know, in his extended family, because he loves so many people in his family. He loves his niece, his nephews, he loves everyone, and he truly cares about all of them, to include everyone else, to like yourself. And he loves you to death. There's no doubt. He talks about you with such high honor. It's a beautiful thing to see men talk about women that way in this business. And to be a leader like you it's rare. You know, there's not enough of you out there that are really trying to make things better for people,
Jackie's the best.
and trying to find ways to do so. And that's something that draws me to you also. You know, like if I was ever looking for a job, I'd call you. Hey, I need a job, right? Because I want to know you would at least guide me, because you're a great leader that way. And I can appreciate that. I know a lot of people do.
So what does it do for you, Jacci, when you have some incredible people that you're leading like that do attribute, of course, a lot of honor back towards you, but what does it do for the other people in the organization that see things like what Doug is doing to overcome not just physical limitations, but, you know, even the battle in the mind, right? Or the battle with your time, right? What does it do inside of your organization when you see people like that thriving?
So when I see people like Doug Thurston, for example, doing all the things to make himself just a better human being, I think that it motivates the rest of the team and people around him to be a better teammate, to be a better human, to treat yourself with health and bring your own game in the strongest way to the table. Absolutely. Because you can perform better. And my job as a leader is to make sure that Doug feels supported. As all the other team members, but to really understand and ask them and dig into what their needs are as human beings first and foremost. Because before they are my employees, they are people with families and real lives and issues and, you know, happiness and things that motivate and drive them. And if they don't unveil that to me, then what am I doing? I need to be able to make sure that they feel comfortable letting me into their world. Absolutely. Because if I don't understand them, I can't make this a happy environment for them. And we spend a lot of time in our workspace, right? Yep. So I just want to support people and make their journey better. That's my.
You do that, but you also do that with your actions outside of work. Like I watch what you do with your family, how you post about that, how you share your journeys and the good times. You do all those things, which encourages them to say, hey, I should do that too, right? Why can't I have that? And they can. They can have all that stuff through hard work, dedication, and really being consistent at what they do, and constantly understanding that, hey, I have a leader. If I ever have a question, all I have to do is call her. She's going to answer it. If she doesn't have the answer, she'll find the answer for me. And that's massive. That is so massive to be able to have that. You know, along the way, I've had some people like that in my life that helped me make my career better. So I'm thankful for that. And I know that, you know, there's no doubt in my mind, the legacy that you're leaving with the people that you're influencing is going to be massive, and it's going to compound even bigger because those people pour into others. I mean, Doug pours into me, and he's just such a good guy. He takes care of me in so many different ways, but I know that's through what he's been through in life and how he experiences life, and he's experiencing a great lifestyle right now. And that's just one example of who she's led. I mean, telling you, she has plenty of people she's been leading out there and putting in different positions that still come back and ask for advice. I've heard all the stories, not just from her, but from everyone else. It's amazing.
I talk about it myself.
Right. But, you know, but at the same time, you know, I believe that, because if you know Jacci, you know that she is just a forthcoming person, won't hide, has nothing to hide. There's transparency there, right? And that's all you got to do is just follow her on social media. You'll find out real quick. It's all about passion and love. And, you know, that brings me to Melanie. And Melanie, oh my goodness. Listen to that laugh. I love it, right? And that laugh right there is the only one in the world like that. And it's contagious. And that's what she brings. She brings that to the world. She's had some great leaders in her life. She's had some people that she's been able to lean on, and they've been able to pour into her. But then it's reciprocal. It's two-way street. You know, same thing with Doug. I know that you don't just pour into Doug and he doesn't put back something. He's giving you something more. Like you said, it gives you that joy of knowing that he's getting further. And the same thing's happened with you, to the point where you've had leadership to the point where now you're like, I'm doing it by myself. I can do this. And you've left off and you've jumped out on your own. Tell people a little bit about what you're doing right now.
Oh, wow. I don't even know where to begin. What am I doing?
Give us the elevator pitch.
Okay, the elevator pitch is this. I am working as a marketing consultant. Absolutely. I worked in retail, And this past year, 2021 was crazy for me because I went from working in a dealer group to working in tech to then working on my own.
Absolutely.
And so essentially anything that someone is looking for in terms of guidance with consulting on marketing and strategy is really where I can step in.
Yeah.
And from the retail perspective, a lot of businesses don't necessarily understand how to build social media as a profit center within their stores. And that's really an area that I can thrive in, not just for retail, but also for other companies outside of retail.
Well, no doubt about it. And when she says social, the power of that media right there, folks, I'm going to tell you something. Big time game changer. And if you could learn how to harness the power of that, and there's more power than we can even harness ourselves. It's beyond what you could believe. And a lot of times it's 100% free. It takes a little time, but it takes strategy. It takes know-how. It takes understanding how things work, what the frequency of things need to be, what you should put out there, how you should represent yourself, how you should represent your company. Those are the things that Melanie can teach you how to do and do it in a very efficient way. Matter of fact, if you're not reaching out to her now, if you're not over here going, how do I get a hold of Melanie? I'm gonna tell you, you're crazy not to, because social media is powerful. It's something that I thrive. I follow her, I watch her, I learn from afar, and I also learn from near. If I have a question, I know who I need to call. I'm gonna call Melanie. Anything to do with marketing, done. Call her, right? Pick up the phone, and I'm gonna holler at her.
But listen, so there's something that's just running through my head here, and one. You all have already been on the show. We've already been friends for some time now. So we already understand the concept of making sure we do forgive, focus, and fly, right? And we're going to apply that here on the show. But when describing even to my wife what it is that we're doing here, we're going to be coming to the Women in Automotive event, right?
Right.
And I asked, what do you think about that? Give me your raw thought of that. She's like, well, I think it's kind of interesting, but she said a word to me that I was like, they're very what? She said it like a few times, and I kept at, what is the word? She said catty, and I said catty, like a cat, like a meow, like a cat, right? Right, exactly, right, like, meow, right? And I was like, what is that? She's like, it's weird, right? She said, there's
I'm not
no, you're good. We got a cat on here somewhere. But she said that, and I said, what do you mean?
Stan, hi.
And she said, oh, what's going on, Stan? And she said, yeah, Caddy, women will cut down some other women. Women will claw at some other women. And I'm like, I mean, I get it. I see that, right? We can see that in industry. We can see that. We've seen it in high school. We've seen it in adult school, right? We've seen it in all kinds of ways of life. And in the auto industry, it's like, I haven't seen too many situations where there's too many women in one space together. You just don't get that. You're usually the minority of people inside of the room.
Right.
So inside of that, where there is that stigma that even a woman would think, hey, that's kind of a dangerous area for even women to be at, because it's so hard for people to advance in that. And I'm all about killing some stigmas, right? We want to slay the stigmas that are associated with the auto industry. We want to make sure that those things go away, right? We're amplifying the stigma with to make sure that goes away with our friends Glenn Lundy and many, many others. But the biggest room in the world, we agree, is the room for improvement.
Yep.
And inside of an event like this, where there are that many great people in here, where would you see one of the best places for improvement for an industry like this, where that is the stigma for ladies, for everybody getting together? Because it doesn't have to be that way, right, ladies?
No, it does not. No, but I also want to say one thing too. I think that in general, there is cattiness between women, but I also see it between men.
100%. We just done differently.
Yeah. Men do it in a different way.
It
Women,
is.
I feel
but it's 100% happening. There's no doubt.
Yeah. It happens between men and women for sure.
It really does. I think that the one thing I think that I can respect about a woman's cattiness is that they're more forthcoming and out loud about it. Men kind of do it behind people's back a little bit, and sometimes it's kind of sad. But I mean, don't get me wrong; it works both ways. Look at that beautiful woman just walking in here.
There she goes.
So proud of her. Look at her rocking that. I love you. That's awesome.
I think ultimately it comes down to ego, and I think that especially in our space, in the auto industry, and in many industries, if you have people who are successful, letting go of that ego to thrive in the space is something that I think as an industry in general, we should work on.
Right.
That.
And what I've noticed is that the more people humble themselves,
right,
the more they get elevated, right? The more that they lower their haughty thoughts of themselves, the more that they get raised up into better platforms. I love what it is that you ladies do, because you do remain humble in your approaches to social media. Not that I know it all, but I know something and I want to give it to you. Right. I know something and I want to share it with you. Why do you just enjoy that so much? Why do you enjoy sharing this free information that's doing great for you? Why do you enjoy sharing it like that so much?
So we talked about this in our session, and it's an example that I use a lot is, if someone comes over to my house for dinner and my mom is cooking a recipe that came down in my family for generations and generations, and someone says, this recipe is incredible. Can you share it with me? Of course we share the recipe because we know at the end of the day, no one can cook that recipe like my grandma did. So why not share it? If someone is hungry, why not share with them the recipe so they can then share it with others? So it comes down to the same thing with, all of these different conferences and having the relationships and the conversations is if you share what you know, you're only helping others and you just bring more value, not only to yourself, but to your business as well.
It's true. We can take a horse to water. It doesn't mean they're going to drink it, but even if they do, they might drink it differently, or they might have a different flavor in their mouth than they anticipate or what you want them to have. But the key is showing them where the water is. Taking them to it and actually saying it's provided for you. Right. That is what a human does to another human. So being a good person, being a neighbor to somebody and treating them like it's your family, like it's yourself, it's so important to do that in all aspects of our life. And that starts with giving our information. Don't be scared that somebody's going to come take your spot, because if you don't share it, somebody is going to take your spot, because no one's going to share it with you anymore and how you're going to grow, right? So make sure that you're out there giving all you can, because that's how you get back all you can.
The world is all about access now. And if you don't give others access, you will, not be able to grow.
I love that.
Not be able to evolve.
Love it. So on the money right there.
So
the world
good.
Is about access.
Speaking of access, right? There's a special coffee group, right? That Jacci makes sure to include so many people in, right? And it's just the simple sentiment of enjoying your coffee in the morning. Why is that a beneficial thing? Why does that feel? I mean, these good feeling things that we do with social media. Why is that so important to build community that way to you?
So right before the pandemic hit, unbeknownst to any of us, we had all started going on Facebook and doing like a cheers, good morning, and posting a picture of like where we were having our morning coffee. Mm-hmm. And so we started this little tiny coffee club on Facebook called My Morning Coffee Club. And if you want to send an invite, I'll get you in to join.
My Morning Coffee Club.
But Fred and Lou are in this, and it's My Morning Coffee Club. And it's just an opportunity for people to say hello in the morning and bring a good attitude and good cheer to your day. And then the pandemic hit less than 30 days later, and we were all on lockdown, and we didn't realize that we needed that virtual connection every morning to check in with each other and make sure everybody was okay. And I feel like that circles back to this whole Women in Automotive conference and how we all can only control how we are connecting and how we are responding. And if you can have that positive connection with somebody in every moment that's possible, there can be only good that comes from that. And we should all help each other and lift each other up.
Love that.
And I will tell you, there's enough room in this industry and the world and so many other things for us to all win.
Right.
I will help you win. If I can win, I will even give you a piece of the pie from my pie. I will help you win all day long. And there's enough for all.
And we know that as the type of friend that you actually are. And that's a key thing, is that we do recognize how important it is to make sure that once we're done giving of ourselves, we leave ourselves open enough to be able to grow, to learn from others. And when there's an event like this, that's a call to arms for women in automotive, the best of what we have, that also takes intention to bring the best of what we have in relationship making, because that's ultimately the most valuable thing in this event. I don't care about your products. We care more about the people that are on the show, right? We're not over here highlighting necessarily your businesses or where you're from. We're highlighting you all. We appreciate the quality of the beans we brew with. And sometimes over time, just like a good cup of coffee, right? There's initially a bitter taste there, but we can do what it takes to spruce up that flavor, right? We can add a little bit of sugar. We can add a little bit of cream. We can add a little bit of honey, whatever it takes to make it better. We want to do that, right? But we want to do that, right? We got to do that.
We have to go recap this thing.
We got to get some more. But it's important that we go ahead and we grind out. We take some of the hard parts that we need to get through ourselves, whether it's somebody holding us back or it's us holding us back. Apply our 3 F's. Keep growing, but taking the intention to build community, that means we got to get out of our comfort zone, right? Somebody has to take that leadership role and say, you know what, I'm going to create this community. Oh my goodness, now I can abandon it because people are dependent on it, right? And you want to continue to build that. And again, there's so much more that you can draw out of these incredible solutionaries. Make sure that you do follow them. Go back, listen to their episodes. Go to carguycoffee.com and listen to what these geniuses are putting out there. But yes, geniuses, right?
Wow.
Savants in their
Can
field.
someone hand me my crown, please?
But you deserve a
I have my
crown.
glasses
you
on,
do.
And if I had
so
one,
it's admirable
sitting
for
here,
that.
I would bring that to you both.
That's right.
You know, literally those words that Lou said, those words, you all need to let that soak in. Allow that to let you feel that way, because
Own it. It's yours.
own that, because it is you. You know, words become things, and as we speak them and we make them real, they become real. So understand, you both are geniuses. You both are amazing people.
Thank you.
The blonde bombers.
The blonde bomber.
They come in every room they come in, they drop bombs. I'm telling you, they make sure that everyone understands what's happening. They're making a difference, and that's what it is. You guys are doing that, and we appreciate that so much. We honor you both so much as, and not just leaders in industry, but as friends, and as fellow humans. You know, I know how you all are.
Better people.
Yeah.
We walked into this hotel, and I smiled and said hi to this couple. And Melanie said, "Are those automotive folks? Like, where do they work?" And I was like, "I don't know who they are." She said, "Oh, that's so nice." I said, "I say hi to everyone that will make eye contact with me, and sometimes people that won't."
And in, like in New Jersey or New York, if you're walking down the street,
you don't say
not,
nothing.
like saying hello to everyone, but it's such a nice thing to do because it makes other people feel good. Now, if you're from Jersey, you're like, what the F?
What's wrong with this?
What does she want?
What's wrong with those people?
Trying to sell me.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
But I think what Jackie's saying, like relationships are really currency. And I think that's the biggest thing for me coming to this conference is connecting with those who I've met on LinkedIn, like our good friend Shauna, who's someone else who I met.
I love some Shauna.
Giving us the eye over there.
And, you know, building relationships. And that's what this is all about for me. Obviously learning and growing, but, you know, building relationships.
I agree. Relationships take you places. Relationships will remind you of what you're missing out on sometimes. So
they are the foundation of what it is that you build anything on. And something that described not too long ago, that sometimes in order to lay that foundation, you got to dig. You got to dig out the plot. You got to dig out the dirt, and you got to apply pressure in different areas that is disturbing. And eventually you give that space to be able to lay out a foundation so that you can build something upon. But it takes pioneers like you all, right? It takes you getting out of your comfort zone. It takes you taking time from family, right? This is still work for us, right? We're all here doing work, right?
Yes.
And it's so valuable that we do get the chance to have a good cup of coffee, have a good conversation, enjoy learning something new, but the value of taking something back with us, right? There's again, the relationships are where it's at, because there's value inside of each and every one of us. And to make sure that we do share that around, that you all do come out, you come to these events, you connect with people, and you get past yourself enough to let somebody else pour something in. That's what we want to make sure that you do. Because you're solutionaries. If you're watching this show, you should be getting certified as a solutionary by leading with love, operating with faith, operating with honor, being adaptable and consistent. Because solutionaries know the way, show the way, and they go the way.
That's
and
right.
We are so thankful that we have these incredible sisters here helping us out.
Well, something out of tune.
Sure. Oh, come on.
I would love to thank my husband, Chris. I never give him enough credit. Because
Chris.
Doing this, he is holding it down, and he does so much.
Go, Chris.
And I never really thank him publicly for that. So I
Well,
would just like
there it is.
the audience to say thanks to Chris.
And that's on
Chris.
social media forever.
Forever.
So she said,
Chris,
we love you, Chris. You're an amazing person.
Chris.
That's awesome. No, that's totally welcome. I'm glad that you mentioned that up. You know, I gave a shout out to my wife earlier too. So, but anyway, we love you ladies so much for being here today. Before we go, we got to forgive Focus Fly.
That's right.
You know the deal.
You guys bombs getting dropped around here, folks. So on 3, car guys and car gals and all you solutionaries out there, remember, forgiveness takes intention. So you must intently wipe the weight off your shoulders, apply those free hands to focusing, and stretch out in faith and fly so you can keep growing. So let's do it, ladies. On 3, 1, 2, 3, forgive, focus, fly, and keep growing. Yeah, get it. So excited to be here. Car guys and car gals, I am Lou Ramirez, the car guy.
And I'm Fred Lenartz, the subprime hero.
And we have been brewing solutions with the incredible dynamic duo right here with us, Jacci Grillo and Melanie Borden. So thankful that you all joined us today. We are not done at WIA, but you can get you more of the footage. Just keep checking it out. Watch it. There's so many episodes. I don't know if you can drink it all today. That's a whole lot of Car Guy coffee. That's all I'm saying.
That's okay.
I'd have to drink something other than coffee.
I agree. That's happening
Especially for
soon.
this
Get you some. Get you some. Well, we appreciate you all. Everybody say goodbye. Say goodbye. We'll see you all soon. Peace.
Peace.